I have this dashboard where I want to filter all the data in the dashboard by date, and date is a prompt where I don't have any default value. So it's showing me a list of all the dates, and max date here is 12/30/23. So user can select it manually and apply it, not a big deal. But the requirement here is when you refresh this dashboard or when user comes here for the first time, this should be defaulted with the max date from the sales table, which is 12/30/23. Let's see how you can do this by using a session variable. There's a small trick to it. It's not straightforward, but let's go ahead and see how you will achieve this particular use case. Now, you can define a session variable, but problem is session variable is of data type date. Sorry, it's of data type string always, no matter what you initialize, whether integer or date, it will always be data type string. Now there's a trick to it. Let's see what the trick is. But before we can create the session variable and assign it the max date value as a string, we need to define a new table which stores the value of max date. So the way you can do that is I can have a derived table which is of type Incauta analyzer, and here I can create an aggregated table. Let's add a dummy column because I want to get a max date. So this dummy column is not gonna do anything here, but it will help me getting the max date by getting the max of this date from here. So now I have one row in this table and it's returning max date in max date column. That's what I care about. Now, once this is done, so let's call it get max date, this table name. Let's save it. Now, once this is done, I'm going to use this table in session variable and max date column in session variable to get the max date. So let's go ahead and define our session variable, new, and this should be internal session variable. Let's call it my date. And actually so you can use query function. And then let's go to this table that we just created. It's called get max date, this table here. And this formula will be something like this. Now, the trick here is to make sure that you use this exact format for the date to create the session variable, because data type for the session variable is string. But Incauta expect date in this format. That's why even if this is a string and you will use this as a default value for prompt, Incauta will treat that as a date. Now I have my session variable defined. All I need to do is go back to that dashboard and assign that session variable as a default value for this date. Let's go back, and here all I need to do is search for my session variable, select this, click on done, and there you go. It's defaulting to the max date, and this table is also getting filtered by max date. Now user can of course come here and change this and select any other value, but if you refresh this or come to this dashboard again, it will always be defaulted with the max date.